Imagine if every employee, every person inside a business made every decision in alignment with the core values of the business. Imagine if they made every decision in alignment with those values, pointing towards the understand unified vision for the business. What's possible? What could happen if that was what occurred in your business? That's the point of the alignment method, to bring us all together aligned under the idea of the core values so that we have an operating system and we know exactly how we're supposed to carry out each day, even without it having to be scripted out for every single step. What this does for the owner is it creates a great deal of freedom. It creates a great deal of opportunity for them to extend trust to their people. It allows them opportunity to have choices that they probably didn't have before. For the staff and for the leadership, it gives them very direct understanding and clarity as to their role and as to their what I call expectations. And I mean action-based expectations. And it also empowers the team and the staff to hold accountability of others in a way that is honest, it's authentic, it's firm, and it's just standardized. It's not about being hard on someone. It's not about being overly dramatic. It's about saying, this is the way that we do things, and this is the expectation. And through that power, between all of this, it creates a methodology and a way with which to communicate, which for everyone to be heard and to be seen and be understood. And that is such an immense value and striving for so many organizations that I've worked with over the years. When people say we have a communication problem, it typically means that someone doesn't feel heard and probably doesn't feel seen. And that really kind of stinks, right? So as we go through the alignment method, the process brings in rhythms and routines of how do we have these meetings? I set up a structure for all the meetings that, what is the agenda? How do we go through that? What are the topics to hold space for? It gives opportunities for people to put in what we call FLD, for later discussion. Allows them to put in topics that we'd like to cover so that they get to be heard about those topics. It allows us to create to-dos across the leadership team and say, hey, we need to make sure that this is being done and can we follow up on this? And it gives us visualness and like what I call audit ability for us to check in on all of these things that are showing up. And we're able to hold this accountability through KPIs, through rhythm and routine meetings, and really spaces that are held to, one, listen to employees, but as well for them to report back how they're doing so that they are able to generate a pride and a real ownership of what it is, the tasks that they've been assigned in their role. And so that's really the focus of the alignment method, is to create this space. And there's a lot of detail that goes into this, of creating understanding and awareness so that people understand, how do when I communicate, does that impact? How does that show up for others? How do I get the awareness to know that, oh, this is not working because they're not hearing it in the same way? And then how do I change that? How do we help them? How do we help ourselves? And through the alignment method, you're able to create a process and a system that works in alignment with your values. And everybody in the organization understands exactly what the values are, exactly how they're supposed to be used. And that lens creates, through the values, creates a way for everybody to make every decision. Think about if everybody was working with a client or a patient or a customer, and they thought about what they were going to do, how they were going to serve them through the lens of the values. How did it serve the values the most? If they were dealing with a vendor, if they were dealing with a co-worker, if they were dealing with any decision that came up where they had to make a decision on their own, these values give them a guardrail so that they can feel empowered to make their own decision. And that's the power that's in the alignment method. And from that, you get an entire team aligned, working towards your vision. Amazing results happen. So join me, come on the alignment method tour and really just see what's all possible for your organization. I'll see you there.